So I'm sitting out here by the fire. The night's quiet. It's just starting. It's like 5 o'clock, but it's almost completely dark out here. Looking at the fire, obviously you can see it. Um, One of the things I wanted to this first night was just talk about my faith and lack thereof, the existence of God and the existence of a superior being. Being out in nature, it's easy to see how people over the millennia um, have thought there's no way this could be random, right? And for many, many years, I was an atheist, and then I was a Christian, then agnostic, and now I don't believe in higher power. Um, I do think this is random chance to a degree, but also I think we are as beings connected on so many levels. I wish I had the faith my friends have. In the last couple of years, I've kind of gone to the wayside, and I wish I had that faith. I wish I had the faith that a really good friend of mine has, and she just believes with her whole heart, and I just can't get there. I wish I could. Trust me. I wish that when I go to beyond this, that if there is a God, then that God sees me for who I am and the goodness that I do and the people that I touch, and hopefully it's a positive thing. And if not, so be it. Um, I always joke that hell's where all the fun people go, anyways. Um, but a few years back, probably like 3 years ago, I did something called PLR, past life regression. And before that, if anybody knows me, I had extreme fear of dying. Like being an atheist, the thing is that the darkness that comes with death is so final. All your dreams, thoughts, aspirations, and everything just disappear in the blink of an eye. Well, I don't believe that happens. I believe what happens is we go to a place and we stay there briefly or sometimes a long period of time, and then we come back. Andrew Weir does a short video. He's a writer, and he directed, produced kind of this little short about reincarnation, and it's called The Egg. And if you get a chance to see it, it will give you some insight into kind of how what I believe that we as humans are almost godlike. And I know that sounds crazy, but that we've lived each other's life. And you think given an infinite amount of time, that would be possible, right? Um, we are, time is a construct. Time only exists because the earth rotates in a made up 24-hour period. Right now it's an hour different. It's an hour later in Phoenix compared to where I'm sitting now. How is that even possible if time does exist? Shouldn't it all be the same? So I think that as far as that goes, it's a construct. It's made up. A year is because it takes 365 more or less days to go around the sun, and we rotate. If we were on another planet, time would be completely different. Time's all relative, and Einstein proved that. So we go back to the existence of God. And if time doesn't exist, why would a God exist? And then I think about like the biblical God, it's the one I grew up on, how narcissistic and destructive he was. I mean, Adolf Hitler killed 6 million Jews in a genocide attempt to wipe out a whole group of people. God, with a flood, according to the Old Testament, drowned the entire world. fire and drowning are the two ways to die that are very painful. Suffocating in water is horrible. So if you truly believe that, then God is evil. I mean, like, I'm as evil as dictators, but if you also believe that he's omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, then you know that we are playthings. We mean nothing to him. Because if you're given ultimate power over everything, why would some insignificant point of dirt in a vast billion trillion mile universe even be relative? And I know this is going to bother some people. I really do. And I know it's going to upset some people. But the truth is that I'm not here to upset anybody. I'm here to just tell you how I feel and what I think. And that Christianity is not for me. I mean, I would rather think of myself coming back in another life. And to get back to the past life regression, the PLR I did 3 years ago, I spent 2 hours under hypnosis, and I was this peasant boy. I wasn't Alexander the Great or, Mussolini or FDR or anybody famous. I was just this peasant boy that survived the plague in the 1400s. I've also had, if you see Cornelius is one of my, Cornelius Bliss, maybe the most famous person I feel I've been an incarnate version of. So I ask you this, why are my beliefs any different than yours? I mean, if you believe in a higher power, a God, then, whether it's male, female, or anything that lives in the universe and has created everything, how is that right? And mine's not. Because we all have faith to go on. And my PLR experience was more real than anything I've ever felt in my life. So, again, I think this might upset some people. People might be like, whatever. I've talked to my kids about it, and they know how I feel, and they think sometimes I'm a little crazy, and sometimes I'm not. So, sitting here in front of this fire, looking at this universe, and I can't wait for the stars to come out tonight and just watch. Right now I'm looking at the moon. It's amazing and beautiful. And all that know a constant in the world is love. We don't have enough of it. If we are to go on to the next life, like I believe, then I need to learn something in this life. And that's what I'm trying to do, is learn something. And if there is a God that's all powerful, all seeing, all knowing, and everywhere all at once, then why does he need worship? It's a saying. It seems kind of almost narcissistic. But again, I don't hold any beliefs against anybody. Whatever gives you comfort, what gives me comfort is the idea that I'm going to come back and take another journey. And it could be a journey 1,000 years from now or 1,000 years ago. Because time's not relevant, time's not linear. Time is perceived. And so does it exist? That's for each individual to find out. But for the rest of my life, it's going to be about love. It's going to be about giving, kindness, and sometimes I give till it hurts. But I don't know any other way, and I wouldn't want it any other way. So I wish you peace in your beliefs, and I wish you all the love, all the kindness that strangers and friends and family have to give, and that you really examine what you believe. I love you. Love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, no one else can. You can't love anyone else. And I wish you grace and peace, and have a good evening.